Am I a coward? Who calls me villain? Breaks my painted cross?
He lives in Tucson, among the Saguaro.
I am by birth a shepherd's daughter, my wit untrained in any art.
In Seattle, his voice resounds.
Ask me what question thou canst possible, and I will answer unpremeditated. Oh, hateful hands to tear such loving words.
And in Greensboro, North Carolina, his words have a distinctly Southern sound.
Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage.
Okay, hi. Are you the contestant today?
All around the country, Shakespeare lives, performed by high school students for the love of it.
You need a program, too.
Oh, my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours' wife, have mangled it?
There are lovesick Juliets.
Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught?
And their Romeos.
It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were.
Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill
And the evil Lady Macbeth.
down to the toe top full of direst cruelty.
Let's center and begin.
This year, 7,000 high school students all over the United States participated in the annual Shakespeare Competition, sponsored by a group of language lovers called the English-Speaking Union. You say today's kids wouldn't understand Shakespeare? Well, these teenagers do.
Juliet, well, I guess to sum it all up, she would be what people would call a hopeless romantic.
Edmund, he's, I guess the best way to describe it is he's a bastard. He's very devious and sinister.
I love Ophelia, especially when she goes kind of,
It is a pretty youth.
Not very pretty.
But sure, he's proud.
And yet his pride becomes him.
And what about Phoebe in A Midsummer Night's Dream?
I just picture her as every normal teenager, like falling in love with some guy and him not falling in love with her.
Like today, we see the same issues on 90210 that we can see in the same thing as the Shakespearean plays, and it's just really interesting.
As one student told us, if our teachers knew what Shakespeare was writing about, they'd never let us read this stuff.
In this piece from King Lear, Act 1, Scene 2, Edmund displays all his characteristics in a style befitting of a bastard.
Of a bastard?
Yeah, he's a bastard.
I know, but...
Do you want me to get rid of that?
No.
What's a bastard style?
Just finish. Yeah, we don't know that style. So just...
Carrie Demers is an English teacher at South Point Catholic High School in Tucson, Arizona.
Students will love Shakespeare if you just bring them into it.
And in this rage, with some great kinsman's bone, as with the club, dash out my desperate brains.
This girl will just be Juliet. It happens. It's wonderful.
Oh, look.
It really is magic.
Methinks I see my cousin's ghost.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Thacker. I'm from Tucson High Magnet School.
The high school winners move on to the regional competitions in the hopes of winning a trip to New York for the finals. But winning is not what it's all about, really.
What's happening for these kids is that they're beginning to partake of a much larger shared experience, because this language is all part of our background. These characters are part of our background.
Which was the Pharisee.
These kids are joining a community of spirit. That is just a noble thing.
Come tears.
Arizona Star film critic Robert Cawthorn was the judge at the competition.
It's wonderful just to sit back and watch the alchemy when you just drop it in their laps and say, play with it, see what's there.
Thus die I. Thus. Now am I dead.
We always grouse so much about kids these days, but when they're given a chance, they get it.
And farewell, friends. Thus this begins. Adieu.
First place, check for $200, and a trip to New York. And
Winning is not what it's about, really, but it is the chance of a young lifetime to get a 3-day peek at New York City. For 3 days, 48 kids from all over the country will get a chance to meet each other and to talk about their great common interest, Shakespeare.
What do your friends think? You're average teenagers, maybe probably above average teenagers, I would imagine. Do your friends regard this as a little weird?
They have really no problem with it.
Yeah,
They love it.
I can't even count how many times people have come up to me and they're like, "Oh, you know what this is about? In English class, we're reading Shakespeare. Why don't you tell me what this is about?" Save $3.50 buying the Cliff Notes.
It's fun to see New York and to party and to make new friends. But everyone who's gotten this far knows the play's the thing.
Let us swear that you are worth your breathing.
Balcony, negatively mimicking him, hiccuping and amicably welcoming him in again. He stood
You put the yeoman somewhere?
Yes.
And so you put the noblest?
You put the nobles is everyone. So I look.
All right, so you talk to everybody when you say noblest English.
Once more into the breach, dear friends, once more!
Or close the wall up with our English dead.
We do pray for mercy. And that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. Alas, sir, in what have I offended you? What cause hath my behavior given to your displeasure, that thus you should proceed to put me off and take your good grace from me?
Almost everybody reacts the same way on, when they're angry or when they're upset. And you know what they feel like because you've been angry and you've been upset. So when you get that, then you have just about everything, and it's really easy to do.
Can I do this and cannot get a crown? Tut. Were it farther off, I'll pluck it down.
Finally, our first place winner of this competition. It's my great pleasure to introduce Danny Thompson.
This year, Danny Thompson of Kansas City, Missouri, won the coveted crown. She will spend 2 weeks in England studying the bard. Winning is great, of course. But thanks to the English-speaking union, thousands of kids all across America have joined that larger community of the human spirit. That really is a noble thing.
Excellent.